have apparently all agreed that he is going to be able to pitch intermittently and into the playoffs as well. Yoenis Cespedes, although cold the last 4 games, so hot before that, helping to lead the Mets to a big lead over the Nationals in the NL East. On the mound for the Yankees as they try to win this series, CC Sabathia coming off a good start in his last one against Tampa Bay. They can pick up a game on the Blue Jays, who lost earlier today. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN is brought to you by Taco Bell. Welcome to New York City. We've got the Yankees and the Mets, both of them in a playoff position right now. The Mets a little bit more secure, obviously. They lead their division, but all of the talk around the Mets over the last few weeks has been, much of the talk has been about Matt Harvey. Crucky, the Scott Boras starting out by saying can't go over 180 innings. The Mets saying they're blindsided. They skip him. Now he's going to start tonight. Nobody knows how long he's going to go. Exactly what's going on around here.
Well, you know, when we talked to Terry Collins, he made it more sound like it's more of an innings thing than it is a pitch thing.
Yeah.
You know, we heard 70 pitches and that's it. But he said the Yankees are going to dictate how many pitches he throws today, and how many stressful pitches and how many stressful innings he has is going to dictate how many innings he's going to pitch. Look, the New York Mets need him. If they're going to go deep in the postseason, they need a healthy and a very good Matt Harvey. His last 2 starts, he hasn't been that great. I think what they're doing now is pitching him on 5 days rest or 4 days rest till the end of the season, like Terry Collins said they were going to do. I think that's going to be better for him than waiting for a long time and letting him pitch like 10 or 11 days.
For a little bit more on this situation and the Mets in general, let's go down to the field and join Buster Olney.
Dan, when the whole controversy about Matt Harvey's innings broke, third baseman David Wright went to Mets manager Terry Collins and said, I want to talk to Matt. And Collins said, you're the captain. Well, I asked David Wright earlier today what his advice was to Matt Harvey.
You know, he's coming off Tommy John surgery. You know, he has, you know, people that he relies on to give him advice. But at the same time, he's a competitor and he wants to be out there. So, you know, more than anything, just kind of listening. And, you know, if he has, you know, questions for me or, you know, from my end, you know, I want him to feel comfortable asking me those questions and you know, giving me a little advice. But, you know, it's a fine line between, you know, him trusting, obviously, the doctors, obviously his representation, you know, but also, you know, the competitor inside wanting him to go, you know, out there, compete and help us get to the playoffs and hopefully, you know, we do get there and hopefully get deep in the playoffs.
Now, you may see an unusual situation tonight. If Harvey is especially efficient and uses up his innings allotments quickly, what you may see is him go out to the bullpen to do more work, even as the game continues, because the Mets want to make sure that he's extended and stretched out and prepared for the postseason. Dan, back to you.
A very interesting and highly unusual situation. We'll see how it unfolds tonight here at Citi Field. Let's talk about the Yankees. They've got a chance to make up a game, as we mentioned, on Toronto. The Blue Jays lost to Boston earlier today. The Yankees, though, are without Mark Teixeira, out for the season with a fracture in his leg, and they're without Alex Rodriguez because there's no DH in a National League park. So where's the offense going to come from, Jess?
Well, Dan, I mean, you think about it, 50% of this offense has come via the home run. So 2 things have to happen. They need to have their table setters, and Jacoby Ellsbury and Brett Gardner. These guys were so solid early on. They were batting 300 and heading into the All-Star break. They need to get hot again for them to have success now. Secondly, they need the big bats to now step up and replace the missing ones of Teixeira and Arad. Carlos Beltran, who had a 3-run home run last night, has been hot the last 6 weeks, hitting over 300 with 8 home runs. And Brian McCann and Greg Bird, both of them need to be strong in the middle of the lineup.
Interleague baseball, Yankees and the Mets, they've never played this late. They're both hoping to be playing right into October. It's a big crowd here at Citi Field with fans representing both of the New York franchises. The rubber match of a 3-game series between the Yankees and the Mets. Yoenis Cespedes has taken this town by storm in the last 6 weeks. And the dark night. Matt Harvey is on the mound for the first time in 12 days. How well will he pitch? How far will he go? We will find out the answers to those questions and more momentarily here at Citi Field. And he pokes a base hit into right center. Not only will this get Tejada to third, this will get him home. Wright digging for second and in there in a slide as the Mets take an early lead.
I I think CC should have come back inside in that lower part of the corner just because of what you mentioned, Crucky. The fact that you know that right swing and what he's trying to do here, he gets a fastball in the outside corner, he's able to just simply drive it, and this is his bread and butter. This is what he does so well. You watch how controlled his bat is, how deep he lets that ball travel. He pokes it into the gap to get himself an RBI.
Ripped into right center, a base hit, and it's getting all the way to the wall. One run is home, and here comes a second run as Gardner scores on a two-run double by Beltran.
Well, even though Beltran was 0 for 2 coming in, his at-bats against Harvey were really good, and there's another example. He's just trying to hit a ball in the hole, but he's trying to get Ellsbury in from third. But I mean, you look at that swing. This is why the longevity and the great offensive numbers of Carlos Beltran have lasted this long. But yeah, that ball's a scorcher. If Lagares can't cut that ball off, you know you hit that hard.
Definitely check that box and know that they could do it again.
Dustin Ackley with a drive, deep right center. Gone! And it's a 5-run inning for the Yankees. Just high for ball 4 to force in a run.
They got just missed by a hair, didn't it, up and away?
Let's see it catch just the back corner of the plate. It misses early.
2 out of 3. Ellsbury lines one into left field. That's a base hit. Noel's going to get the wave and score without a throw.
Now, this is the best that I've seen Jacoby Ellsbury really since he's come back from his injury. And I think it started out because this game he just got on base. He figured out a way, had an error early, then he got a couple base hits. But you watch this swing, and this is to me classic Jacoby Ellsbury. He's not trying to pull the ball. He's not trying to hit a home run. He's really just trying to get on base and go with this pitch. His last 2 at bats feel like have been his best swings because that's all he's been trying to do. His last one he hit a nice line drive up the middle. This one he goes.
And he's 0 for 3. Also been hit by a pitch as he hits one the other way for a base hit. A run will score. It's bobbled out in center by Lagares. That will allow Beltran to take an extra base. Should be scored the 4th error of the night committed by the Mets. And this has been a messy one for the Mets ever since Matt Harvey left the game.
McCann does a good job of beating the shift. Just really getting barreled the ball. Doesn't even swing through this pitch because he sees defensive line. He knows what he needs to do with runners in scoring position to get them in. But really for Lagares out in center field, he's just trying to come up with it too soon. You see his head, eyes, glove, everything come up before he's got that ball in hand. Sexy feature of a team.
Bird drills one deep left center field and gone. $11-1 Yankees.
Talk about a player who has come into this role after Mark Teixeira goes down with an injury, steps in his 8th home run. And this is what he does best. He goes with the ball. He's known for.
There's a base hit through the right side for Daniel Murphy, and Campbell's going to come in to score to make it 11-2. The win for St. Louis keeps them 4 games ahead of Pittsburgh. The Cubs are now 6 back. So St. Louis still looking in pretty good shape to win the division and avoid that wild card game, although there's still a lot of baseball to be played. Fly ball to right field, and that is your ball game. The Yankees pummel the Mets 11-2, despite a very good performance by Matt Harvey through 5. They take 2 out of 3. They move within 2.5 of the Blue Jays, setting up a big series in Toronto beginning tomorrow. The Mets lead over the Nationals is down to 6 with 13 left to play. For Crucky, Jessica, Buster, and the gang, I'm Dan Schulman saying SportsCenter is coming up next.